Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. I'm Steve. Hey, another beautiful day here in New England. It's cloudy and rainy and 36, but I love every day in New England, whether it's raining, sunny, cloudy, doesn't matter. It's all good. So, as you can see, this is episode 7. We've come a long way with the car here. Anybody who has not been here before, this is what we started with. So we started with a Ford Model 48, 1935, and then I just took this same picture and I cut it up in my little dream in my head, and this was what I was trying to come up with, and I think we've done all right. So that. Now, a couple of other things to show you. I've got some other pictures here that I got off the old net, the World Wide Web. And here is a 35 5-window coupe. Here's the rear end of that 5-window coupe, and here's the actual back end of that 5-window coupe. So I can show you. Now, if you look at the window section right here, right there, this is a 2-seater car. So this door is shorter. This car was a 4-seater car. Had the bench seat in the back end, 2 bucket seats in the front end. They're over in a pile over there. But so I have the longer front door, which will work out good for me because I'm a tall guy, and it's always about getting in and out of these things. So these old cars, for some reason, are very small. So to start working, get heading for the back end, it's giving me ideas of what we need to look like on the tail end of this thing. So these are great tools for all of you. Anybody working on a old project, go on the internet. I just punched in 1935 3-window coupe, or actually 5-window coupe, I'm sorry. And, and this came up, multiple pictures came up, but I found one in black, which this is in black, which, in the end, I don't know what color. I think I'm going to wind up red. But, then this was facing in the right direction. But for some reason on my cars, I like to work on them with the front end heading out of the building. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. So with these tools in hand, I can now move forward in shaping this thing. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to cut this door, upper door. As you can see, when I took an inch out of this roof, here and here, inch down, 21 1/4 from the rear forward. And when I brought that rear forward, it was lower than this roof line by about an inch. So I took another, an inch out of this B pillar and an inch out of the A pillar, dropped this roof line down. So it kind of gives it, it's a 1-inch chop, but I kind of like the look of it at this point. So we don't know where we're going with it. We'll keep on going and see where it takes us. That's all. So let me show you what we've got. Thank you, everyone, for coming back. I can't thank everyone enough for the wonderful comments and all the great support. And I try to answer every single person who talks to me and sends me their thoughts and ideas. And some of them I've used, some of them I have not, but I try to answer everybody back. So you can see with the way the light is, where my weld lines are. I still have some pinholes and stuff. Some detail sanding still to do. But the drip rail worked out really well. You can see there's still a pinhole in there. Got a pinhole up here. But for the most part, it came together really well. Just still some detailing out to do. There's the lines going down the body. I think that really worked out good. Couldn't be happier with it. Just before Christmas, there was a sale at Eastwood, and I bought this tool, which I can show you. I've seen guys on TV with these things, and this was marked down half price. It's a beast. The thing's huge. And I did that. I stripped that paint off in like 20 minutes, what you're seeing there. So really, it brings you forward. It'll fast forward you quickly to see what this thing's going to look like, you know, pre-primer. So there you have it. There's some lines for you guys to see. You know, I'll bring you over the other side and show you. I haven't done much to this side. So, you know, here's the original weld lines here and here, and all this stuff up here. I still haven't, you know, this is just stitched. I've got to fill this in, and this is the exact way the other side look, but, you know, all that welding and all that stuff. And I don't want to bore you with all that small stuff, but here's some detail. See, this is all dented in here. This is all Bondo. All Bondo here. Big dent, hard to see. A big dent in here, Bondo. This is Bondo. There's a bunch of Bondo up here. So this car was ridden hard and put away wet. I'll tell you something. Old Trigger wasn't happy at some point. So same over here. Got a dent here. I mean, this could be all, it's right by the handle, so could have been, you know, angry girlfriend trying to get in the car, or who the hell knows what. But, you know, only your imagination runs rampant, you know. Could have been used for moonshining. Who the hell knows what it was used for back in the day. But fun to think about anyway. So there you have it. So I think I'm really happy with it. This whole roof line has really come together well, and I'm just tickled pink. So here's there's an inch cut out of here. And so now we've got to line this back up, which it lines up pretty darn good. And then again, taking this inch out, you know, both ends and bringing it down brought us, so now we've got to cut this somewhere in here, pull this forward, and fill the middle. So fun, till your daddy takes the T-Bird away. So that's where we're at. Again, hope you're enjoying the videos. Been getting a lot of new people watching, a lot of new subscribers, and I really couldn't be happier. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, really, for supporting the channel. Really, it means a lot, and I will talk to everybody out there who talks to me. So thanks again, and thanks for all the great ideas. I've got a lot of great ideas from guys, and I've used a lot of them, because this is the first time that I've chopped a roof. This is the third car that I've built from scratch, you know, taking it apart and cutting things up and putting it back together. And you can go back on my others. I have 287 videos on YouTube, so you can go back to the old stuff and check it out, and you know, see how far we've come. So again, as I said, I was a carpenter had my own business for 38 years, retired, and building cars, and I love it. So let me get some tools together. We'll get this thing cut up, back in place, and see what we can get. Thanks, guys. All right, so very simply, I'm going to take this. I saved, this was what we removed in the back of this car. So this was from here back, follow me? So this shape, this accepted their window that was already in, that was in the rear of the car. So I am going to use a piece of this, cut it out, and use this to go in place here. So will that work? I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. So I'm very simply going to take this sucker out, put it on the bench here. We'll reposition you to another spot. And that will be that. Was that better? That better? All right. So this stuff, this thing here, with the box on it, no charge for the box. You know, I'm just kind of comparing where it is size-wise. And if I give this a quick measure, for good measure, so I got like 2 inches. 2 inches. And this is like 2 1/8, so it is what it is. There's going to be a bunch of messing around, and I have no choice over that. So what I'm going to do is use my handy speed square. Anybody who was a framer out there, had these in your pouch all day long, and has the pitches on here, and you put that on there and get the pitch of your roof rafters, and the handy tool. It was the gospel, that little sucker. It saves, they call it a speed square because it's just, that was it. It saved tons and tons of time and labor and material. So I'm just picking a spot. I'm going to take a measurement so I do the other side. 16 inches is a good number. So we'll go 16 inches. Speaking of framing, 16 inches on center, right? And I'm just going to go around with that. Use my eyeball. Cut through there. I'm going to get one of my clamps. The best part about having a really disorganized shop is looking for everything constantly. So don't be like me. Organize your shop. So let me look around for that sucker for 1 second while you're hanging on. We'll play some music in the background. Here it is. There's my beautiful wife over there. Hello, just got home from shopping. Nice. Hope you got something good for me. All right, now, let's pull this forward a little bit. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas, because it is literally not too long. Christmas was just a few days ago. Today is Saturday. I don't know the date, but it is Saturday. I know that much. And Christmas was on Wednesday, I think. So we are waiting for New Year's to come around the corner. I gotta look for one more clamp, for Christ's sakes. Hang on. All right, like the old man used to say, get your shit together. So here we are. Good, everything's clamped down. Let me get some gloves, some thicker gloves. Other welder. Sorry about the disarray, it's just one of them days. And now we're looking for the face mask. All right, back in action. Safety last, remember that. Just kidding, safety first, always. Just wondering if my cutter will make it all the way through there. We shall see. Another thing we got to do, get the old speed square out and connect the dots. Look at that. It's within a foot, so that's good. Good enough for government work. There you have it. All right. All right now. All right, let's get the camera set up over here. Don't fire the camera guy. Now. Okay now. Oh my God, I can't believe that's holding that. Unbelievable. Damn. So, what we need to do, I need to put a little spacer up here to hold this out. So, another thing to talk about, hidden expenses, all right? So, when you go to or take your hot rod project to a auto body, there's 1,000 little things that they're going to do. They're going to cost you a lot of money because it's going to take a lot of time. And if you're going to an auto body shop, I would say that there's probably 50 different things you can probably save 100 hours on that project. Starting by removing your own interior, you take out all your own carpets, all your old door cards, all that stuff. There's also all these rubber seals in these cars. And to look at this here, it's hard to show probably, but it's in the light. See that? How that's curved around and the other side's curved around. That's like a trough where they slide in the rubber for your the rubber seal in the door. Okay. Now, if you look at this one over here in the doorway, right here, that's the rubber seal. So what I had to do to that upper piece, because this is all hard, it's all 100 years old and hard as a rock, and I had to take a little chisel and just like this, and do all that by hand all the way around that trough. You see the way that broke out right there? I mean, I don't know if you can really see that good, but now you can. You can see where that piece just broke out. So that's hours of labor that they're going to have, probably the new guy, right? That's the job nobody wants to do. And they're going to, spend a few hours on that. So all I'm saying is, if you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and you talk to the auto bottle guy, hey, what can I do to save me a bunch of hours? There's 100 different little jobs that you could do on your own car before you bring it in to the auto body. And again, literally, you can see the scratches on there from the little chisel I used. See how it's silver in there? So I had to beat this thing all around and then take picks. And this is just a cheapo pick, right? And go in the side here. And if you can see that, and scrape this because the rubber was staying in there. So I had to scrape this all around. So I spent about an hour and a half on this door yesterday. And if a body shop's charging you, you know, $100 to $200 an hour, depending on where you're going, you know, there's a couple $100 you throw in your pocket by the time you're done. So anyway, that is the thought of the day. So here, I've got to put a little something in there, and this will work. So let me show you. This is a paint stick, and that just about adds up to what we need. So I'm going to cut this in half. Paint sticks, you know, it has paint on it, but hang on to them, because even still, you never know. Just all this odds and ends stuff just definitely comes in handy. And luckily, I'm a hoarder. I hate that word. I try not to say that out loud, but it's true. I try not to be. But way too late. All right, so take a little tape. Tape this thing on. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. We had a great one. It's the first year in years that just my wife and I stayed home alone. And I'll tell you what, it was just quiet, nice. Not that we don't enjoy the company, because we always have a ball. But it was really just a nice, quiet day. Couldn't have been happier. Santa Claus came down the chimney, brought me lots of nothing. No, I got a bunch of odds and end things. It was cool and good stuff. So that was my Christmas. I hope you all had a good one also. All right, tape this in place. Simple as that. Yeah, it's going to be in the 40s and rainy. Last week was in the teens and zeros and all that. I keep going back and checking my camera and make sure you're in the action. You know, we all want a little action. All right, now, let's put this in here. That definitely gets me back where I want to be. I hope. I'm going to do the same with this. Some tape. Get it in line temporarily. We're going to kind of guess at that gutter line, and we'll move that as we go. I keep saying gutter. A guy called me out on that. He says, why do you call this a gutter? Let me tell you exactly why I call it a gutter. Because I was a builder for 38 years, and everything on the edge of the house is called a gutter. Well, you collect the rain. I know this is a drip rail. They call it a drip rail in a car, so bear with me. I tend to mix a lot of construction terms in with my car building, but hey, that could be the new thing. There's that. I'm going to get another magnet. Another thing, as I'm learning as I go with all this stuff, that these little magnets are great. And these were just cheapo. I bought them at the local whatever store. Look at that, huh? Hold you right in place. How cool is that? So simple. Keep it simple. Now I'll do the same thing here. Get that where it's got to go. Same thing with the magnet. A little tape. See that? I lost the tape already. Doesn't take long. I don't know if you can see on camera, but right here and here, that's lead. Does it show on the camera? Let me see. You can kind of see a little discoloration there and right there. And that is lead, where old Henry. Here's the question. Henry Ford. Did they have, like a plastic body filler like we use today? And that is a good question. Or were they just using lead back then and the plastic body filler didn't exist because, accidents were just starting. So maybe they were just figuring that one out. Like, hey, we're having all these accidents, Joe, so we need something over here to fix this thing up. All right, so there you have it. Go to zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. So that's my guesstimation at this point. Now, okay, now, what am I doing? Anybody? A lot going on here. A lot of odd movement. So I'm thinking obviously we're going to have to build this sucker right in place where the door is here. But I've got to come up with another straight line for here. So what that's telling me is I know I have another magnet, but I've got to go looking for it. So I'm going to put you on pause for 1 second and we will look. So I decided to do something else. Instead of a magnet, I thought I would take a piece of flat bar and we'll open this thing up wider. This clamp. How the hell wide is that thing? What I'm going to do to make my life easier son of a. If this isn't making sense to anybody, I've been with you on that one. I got no clue what's happening here, but I've got to try to get this thing like kind of clamped in place. This is my thoughts anyway. All right, let me get a bigger clamp. Another clamp. All right, so I just paused you again. Pause you a lot during these things. I'm always looking for something. So I started my day today with my wheel fell off my welder. My welding cart, I should say. And so that's how I started the morning. And I had to go out and get parts and jimmy it up somehow. All right, so now we got a flat plane there, which is a good thing. And how does that affect us down here for welding? You know that it ain't easy. So we're jogging it around. Oh, it's all over the place. What the hell? I think this fell here. So I'm going to keep that the way it is. This the way it is. I'm going to tack that front piece, because if I don't, I'm going back and forth 55 times, and we don't want to do that. I know I'm in your way here, guys. Sorry about that. Whoa. All right, so that piece will stay in place. Put this over here. Can you sense the tension? It's a nail biter. We're getting there. There it is. All right, let's try that. Attack that, and we'll move the top. So now I'm going to move this piece of steel onto the top. We'll tear apart what I've already done. Yes, it is earn while you learn here today, guys. It's my first door chop. If you couldn't tell, you can tell now. But hey, that's the beauty of this whole project. Let me tell you something. We're learning a lot. So on the next one, it'll be perfect. You know how we like it perfect around here. Are you having fun so far? Hey, it is Saturday. If you missed Free Beer Friday, come on back next week. Look at that shit. That's where it wants to be, right there. So now, this is where my problem was. The door, of course, has a curve in it. So now, you're looking right down that curve. We're right where we want to be. All right? You can see in that little trim line that I tell you I cleaned out. That's all lined up now. So that's cool. So now we got one last thing here. We've got to bring these two pieces together. Yeah, so I came out this morning. I don't know what I did with the parts, but it was a a cart that I bought from the same company I bought the welder from. I'm not going to mention any names, but the wheel just like disintegrated. And luckily, I didn't have the gas on it because I ordered a new gas bottle because the other one was empty, and I had it off it. So I don't know if that was just dumb luck or what, but it worked out good in the long run. All right, we're good there. Weld that up. Get some Jed clampets on there. So it's a series of small moves when you do this stuff. And let me look at my time. Everything's falling apart today. It's all coming screwed. Coming unglued around here, guys. So obviously I can't slam the door shut because I've got to do all this work in here. We've got a few minutes left. I'm going to cut a section out of this over here, and we'll see if we can get that fit in the next 15 minutes on the video here. All we can do is give it a shot, right? I'd like to thank the guy who invented the table. So as you can see, mine's always a disaster. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to do it off camera, so bear with me. All right. I'm going to mark a piece out, square. I'm taking measurements. It's only 3/8 of an inch thick or wide. So let me turn that off. So it's only 3/8 of an inch thick. So we are semi-guesstimating because there's Has a little, it's a little narrower at the top. Hot. That is hot. Let me take my air thingy. Come on now. Here's one. All right, air cools it down fast. So, what are we left with? We're going to have a lot of fidgeting in here. All right, I gotta go over the grinder and deal with that a little bit. Pause you again. All right, so after 15 trips back and forth to the grinder, I managed to get it. And that's what this is all about. I mean, it's, you know, you're running back and forth 100 times, trying to get a tiny piece to fit. And that's it. So we got it. Good news. Now that I had two magnets, here's the other one, doing the run around. You son of a bitch. There's building right there for you. You know what's funny about a little part like this? It'll fall out easy, and then you can have a hard time putting it back in where it came from. That wasn't hard. Thank God. All right. Is it painful to watch? There you have it. So it fits in the window trough. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to put one more little clamp up here. For welding purposes. Okay. Now, trying to keep this door from running away on me. That won't make it. That won't make it. We'll do this. That'll work. All right, I am a lefty, so I'll be working from this side. You don't want to get too crazy on the welding because you'll burn through a little part like that. There's a bad ground. I'm gonna cool that down a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna turn your gas off. I got a brand new gas tank. Let's see what we got. Got a little extra piece of steel. Another part was taller. Now you can see on the other side here, that worked, so it went right around and underneath. Take this off. Hard to see with that light. I got that horrible light there. So underneath in the trough, it's hard to see, but the window channel, I don't want to slam this door, obviously. So there you have it. We'll have to weld a bunch but fits in nice. Couldn't ask for better. So this video is 56 minutes long. We'll be at an hour, but there was probably 2.5 hours with you guys out here because I paused it and had to do a bunch of other odds and ends while we're working. So I don't want to hold you hostage. I'm trying to show you the interesting stuff, and I don't want to hold you hostage for all the little, grinding little parts and all that kind of thing, because you can just go and see that anywhere online. So that's where we're at for now. Roof is chopped. I couldn't be happier with the connection we've made. Doors chopped, doors put back together. I'll finish welding that up this week and get it so I can slam the door. I just want to slam it with only a few odds and end welds on it, But you can see it fits great. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm going to work on the other side, get that put together, and then our next video we'll be working on the tail end of this thing, trying to get that figured out. I have a crazy idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but again, maybe there's some positive ends to the fact that I've never been trained by anybody as a car builder, so I'm figuring out as I go. So I've got my own ideas. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad. You can let me know if you have been, which I love. It's all good. So thanks for coming back. It's Saturday. Have some fun. I'm going to put this video on right now. Hopefully you'll see it before the night's over. Take a long time to download, and that's it. So Happy New Year. Next week's going to be New Year. It's going to be 2025. I think we're going to have a really good year, 2025, and hopefully everything will smooth out. So I'm not going to get into that. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.